Today will be the second episode of Drinking with Seth, and the special guest is none other than you, because I just finished a YouTube video and I thought I could just reward myself with a few glasses of drink. And then I realized that I should have done the topic of quiet quitting instead, because I was doing a video about burning out, and that I would think I will release next week. And so today I will talk about quiet quitting and why you should try noisy working instead. Now, the reasons why people quiet quit has been attributed to things like burning out, which I will address in next week's video, being underappreciated, having low pay, or a toxic environment. Now, if you are in a toxic work environment, I only have one advice to you, and that is to run. For everyone else in the first three categories, I think that quiet quitting does not solve your problem. So since next week's video is going to be on burnout, and you should just run away from toxic environments, I think I'll just tackle the underappreciated and underpaid side of things in this video. Quiet quitting needs no introduction, but for those who are not familiar with the concept, I think I should quickly run through it just so you have an idea of what's going on. Quiet quitting means to do the bare minimum of your job description and not go beyond your normal job duties. And I think it's something like lying flat, which comes from China. Quiet quitting was popularized, I think, from Americans. And yeah, so you just do the bare minimum, you don't go beyond and above your normal job duties, and you slowly fade away until you are out of a job, I guess. Now, the reason why I think quiet quitting is not the answer to things like burning out, to being underappreciated, or low pay is because it is a passive behavior, and the world does not reward passive behavior. By being passive, you are just going to let the status quo remain, and you do nothing to improve your current situation. So if you're unsatisfied with your current job situation and you decide to quiet quit, chances are you will slowly fade into the background until you find your next job. And if your next job is not that desirable, what are you going to do? Quiet quit again? The alternative will then be you get quiet fired, which is what employers can do to people who don't pull their weight in their company. They can make life even more difficult for you, and then slowly transition you out as they find someone else to replace you. So I think that quiet quitting does not solve your problems of being underpaid or being underappreciated, and you should try what I call noisy working instead. As the name suggests, noisy working is the opposite of quiet quitting. Instead of doing the bare minimum, you go beyond your job duties and do your work well. And number two, you let people know that you are pulling your weight. Now it's time for me again to remind everyone that I'm an employer, an employee, and a freelancer. So I think I'm uniquely qualified to give an opinion as both an employer and employee when it comes to both sides of the fence in this debate about quiet quitting. As an employer, I really agree with what this person has to say.
If you want a pay raise, do yourself a favor and let your boss know you're doing your best. Sometimes it's okay. Hey boss, I'm doing this. Hey boss, I just finished this. Look at my work. I spent how many hours on this? Because imagine if you're leading a group of 20, 30, 40 people, right? Can you imagine you don't have the time to continue doing your work and still monitor everybody's progress? If you guys are not telling your boss how much you're working, if you're working so much, then your boss will never know. Your boss will never notice.
Now, I know that some of you might not like Jian Hao, but I think he really has a point. Employers are busy with a lot of things. Your boss probably manages a lot of employees and really have no visibility over what you're doing a lot of the time. So your job as an employee is to manage your boss. And what does managing your boss mean? It means to be constantly telling them what you are doing, what you will do, and so that they have greater visibility over what you're doing. And so when it comes to promotions and pay raises, you stand a better chance of getting them, and therefore that will solve your underpaid situation and the underappreciation as well. Keeping your boss updated on what you're doing is actually responsible employee behavior. By keeping your boss in the loop about what you're doing, you're actually giving him better information on how to manage resources and allocate manpower. Now, some people might say, what if I work so hard and then I don't get anything in return? Now, most employers, I would say, are rational and calculative people. If you are bringing your company 10K, 20K, 30K, do you not think that your boss will actually pay you 5, 10, 15K to retain you as an asset to the company? So if you're someone who quiet quit and only bring in 3K worth of revenue, do you think your employer can pay you more than 3,000? Right? You'll be lucky to even get $2,000 if you are just bringing 3K to the company. I myself am a believer and obvious practitioner of noisy working. I put myself on YouTube videos like that, talking about my 3 jobs, talking about how I hustle, and that has made all the difference for myself. Just like how the world does not reward passive behavior, it rewards active behavior and putting yourself out there. Because I put myself out on YouTube and I make videos about my life, I got employment offers. And I of course get a lot of other rewards from referring people to Weibo, who is sponsoring this video, right? Go and sign up and you will get free shares to kickstart your investment journey, as well as 0% commission and platform fees. And when you sign up through my link, I also get rewarded, and people have been signing up through my link because I put myself out there and tell the world, hey, this is my platform, come and sign up for Weibo using my link. And everyone's happy. You get free shares, I get the referral incentive. And this will not be possible if I meekly be a passive, quiet quitter, not happy in my job, and yeah, where does that get me? Now, the last reason I'll leave you with before alcohol completely takes over me will be that noisy working forces you to focus on the positive of your jobs. Now, obviously, all my jobs come with some things that are negatives, but I choose to focus on the positives because by telling people about how great it is to have 3 jobs, I am actually getting more positive things in return. I get more sponsorships, I get more referrals, and I get more job opportunities. So if you choose to focus on the negatives in your life, then negatives tend to happen to you. Whereas if you choose to focus on things that are more positive, things tend to work out better. I've realized that whatever pursuit I have dedicated significant effort and time on tends to thrive, and things that I'm more pessimistic about tend to wilt and die off. So I think the choice is yours to make. If you feel that your job is really something that is so depressing and so bad that you have to quiet quit, then go and find a new job and noisy work there, rather than just always being this passive quiet quitter that does nothing to improve the quality of life for yourself. Now, it's also fine not to subscribe to the hustle culture that I'm clearly very deeply entrenched in, but you then have to be perfectly happy with not gaining the kind of incomes or recognition that people who work very hard tend to get. Personally, I had this dilemma before. I used to be a quiet quitter, or rather someone who wants to lie flat and just do a low amount of effort and earn a reasonable amount of income. But I've clearly come to the other side where I just want to work harder, earn more, and try to improve my quality of life by increasing my income. Now, the choice is yours to make. I think if you choose the quiet quitter path, then you need to forego certain things, the pros that come with the hustle culture side, to enjoy the pros of the quiet quitter side. So don't come and flame me and say that, hey, not everybody wants to earn high income. I say the choice is yours to make. Anyway, I hope I have been coherent enough in presenting my arguments on why you shouldn't quiet quit and why noisy working is a better form to address your unhappiness with your work and your work-life balance. So if you like my content, do let me know. I think I'm taking a risk by drinking and filming. But yeah, let me know what you think about this video. Drop me a like and subscribe to my Telegram group, and I'll see you next video.